Hi, I'm Chris Lubkeman. Been carving and whittling for a long time, and written a number of books, 5 with Fox Chapel Publishing. I think 5 of them are in English, 4 in Russian, 2 in Chinese, 1 in Dutch, 1 in French, and it seems to me there's another language in there anyway. But anyway, so what we're going to talk about now is how to hone a knife and how to shape it to get it ideal for the type of carving I do. I work with all kinds of branches, some very small like this, but even much smaller, provided the knife is really sharpened and honed. And for certain things, you want it, the blade shaped a certain way because it makes it a lot easier. For instance, when I'm making a rooster, this is a real tall, skinny rooster here, but to get in between those legs and to do that little fine cutting in between there, it's good to have the knife shaped a certain way. I have a piece of wood here that I've drawn on, and this is the small blade of the knife. And to get those little turn cuts in between the legs and some of the tighter spaces, this is a little bit too thick. If you look at this knife here, this one is more pointed. So I'm going to draw here more or less what I would do to a knife to make it more ideal. I would cut that off and a little bit off the top. And so I have more of a point on my knife. Of course, it's super dull now. Now you have to resharpen it. Sharpen it like I showed in the sharpening video. When you sharpen a knife, when you're honing it, a knife comes from the factory more or less with this shaped blade. It has kind of a little wedge at the end. And what you want to do is get rid of those little triangles there. And you can see this little dotted line here. If I take that little triangle there, then I have a sharper blade here. I don't have this little wedge here, these little corners. So what you don't want is for it to be like this. Now, regular wood carvers, the conventional wood carvers, they were having a terrible time doing tails on my roosters. They couldn't get the curl, and I could not understand why they couldn't do that. It's because they had their blades just flat honed, just like this, straight down like that. There was no curve on them, no shoulder at all. You don't want this. You don't want this. You want this. Like if I look down this blade like this, I shouldn't be able to see anything. I want to look and have that blade disappear into thin air. If I look down a blade and see a little silver line, a little reflection, I know that's a flat surface that's reflecting back at me. So whatever you do, get that blade to disappear into thin air. And then when you cut, it will be fun. You won't have to work nearly as hard. So much for shaping the knife and getting it into the ideal shape for this type of carving, this type of whittling. We'll see you next time with more projects and some really fun things that you can do with a pocket knife.